For me, it is about the law and people. That is not a legal defense, let me tell you. And how people can resolve and better themselves.
Justice with passion.
I knew I was going to go into law because I always defended everybody. I was always the one who found a solution and tried to resolve the problem by having people talk to each other.
Justice with truth.
So I'm giving you one more chance to tell me the truth.
This is Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. Greg March is suing his mom's boyfriend, Arthur Brown, in the amount of $2,000. He claims the defendant disposed of his medical marijuana plants, resulting in a loss of income. Mr. Brown claims he has a duty as an officer of the law to deal with controlled substances accordingly.
All rise. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Cristina Perez presiding. Please be seated. All parties have been sworn in, Your Honor.
Thank you, Bernard. Mr. March, I understand we are here suing the defendant, Mr. Brown, who is your mother's boyfriend.
That is correct, Your Honor.
And who just recently moved into your home with your mother.
Absolutely.
And yourself, okay? You're suing him for $2,000 for something he destroyed.
Yes.
Tell me what he destroyed.
We'll make a long story short, Your Honor. The defendant, he destroyed my medical marijuana plants. And make a long story short, my whole life is just being me and my mom. I never really had a father figure or anything like that. And my mother, she's been there for me. She's actually all I have. And she's been dating this guy for, I would say, roughly around a year. And recently he's moved in, and it's been a lot of...
How old are you, Mr. March?
I'm 24 years old.
24 years old, so you are an adult?
Yes.
And I understand you are certified in your local county to cultivate and grow, okay?
Yes.
And this is something that your mom knows of?
Yes, my mother knows about it. It is completely legal, and she encourages it because I like to consider myself an entrepreneur. I take classes at the community college, and I'm well within my rights. And recently, he's came in here into the house, and he's kind of changed my mother's mindset about what I do. He wants me to move out already. He's only been there for 5 months.
Is he paying rent?
He's helping out with some bills around the house and everything like that. And,
a little more than that.
But is he paying rent? Are you paying rent?
Yes, I'm paying part of the rent. I pay half of the bills. I pay some bills I pay on my own.
5 months? And who did that before he moved in?
Well, honestly, it was my mother. She was taking care of the bills, and I understand that my mother's single, and I do get the fact that she wants love in her life, and I completely support her for that. And she's never really brought men around me at all, and I want her to have love, but I just believe that there's a certain way that it should be done. When he first met me, he shook my hand and said, "Thank you for taking care of your mother for all these years. I'll take care of it now," as if like he's. But like there you go, little guy. Like
I'm letting you off the hook.
And I just believe that there's a way. I just believe there's a way to do everything. I just believe that there's a way to do everything.
With all due respect, you can never take the role of a son away from a mother, and that's a pretty presumptuous. If I were him, and some man came up to me and said, "Thanks, now I'll take care of your mother," I'd be pretty resentful too. I'm just saying, that's not the way you do things. And you lost the boat. He's an only son. Do you have any other children?
No, I don't have any other children.
So no children. So
no.
Have you ever been married before?
No, I have not been married.
Do you know how close Miss March and her son are?
I do understand their closeness.
Okay,
I understand
did you think that would cause a problem between your girlfriend?
I do understand there would be some friction regarding that, but he took it the wrong way is what he did.
No, but you just said, "I'm going to take care of her." No, you just said that.
Exactly. What I was meaning is, I know he was there to protect her. She was by herself. She was a woman by herself. He was the only man there to protect her. But now he's a grown man. He's 24 years old. It's time for him to get out on his own. And he doesn't worry about it.
That's not your decision to make. You've just known him for a year. You are, excuse the bluntness again. This is not me being a judge, but this just is me being a nosy person. It's none of your business. He doesn't have to move out. If his mom didn't tell him to move out, why should he move out?
Yeah,
that's not your place to say. Your place is to be a good boyfriend to Miss March. That's it. It's not your place to start telling him what to do, when to leave, what to start doing for a living, unless he asks you for your opinion. That is earned, right?
Understandable.
So,
but I'm not the only one who feels that he needs to leave the nest.
It's completely irrelevant because it's not about you. He's here suing you for $2,000 because what did Mr. Brown do?
He destroyed my medical marijuana plants.
Okay, so tell me how that happened and why that happened in your opinion.
Well, first, in my opinion, I believe that he has some hostility toward me, and I don't think that he likes me. I don't think he likes me very much. And I believe he uses his job as a cover up for what he did to my plans. He's a parole officer, and I believe that he says that because he lives there now and he gets mail and takes care of some bills, he destroyed my plants because his occupation doesn't allow for me to grow.
Why did you destroy the plants that he is legally authorized to cultivate and grow?
Because they threaten my livelihood, they threaten the safety of our home, and because of the way that he's going about.
It's not your home. You just moved in 5 months ago. It's their home.
I understand that, but
so before you moved in, did you know that he was growing this? Miss March, you couldn't stand. Did you tell Arthur that your son is legally authorized to grow and cultivate marijuana to sell to medical facilities?
Yes.
So that's something we all knew from the beginning. Is that correct, Arthur?
We knew it.
So
yes.
when you moved in to the house, moved in your stuff, got a key to the house, started paying the bills, you knew that Greg lives there, that he is the only son, that she supports his entrepreneurial spirit, and that he is growing medical marijuana.
Coming up on Justice for All.
What evidence did you have to support your action destroying his livelihood?
And later.
It's past her curfew. I get a call from her and she's hysterically crying. She wants to have me come pick her up. And I asked her where she's at and she says she's been arrested.
What was she arrested for?
For shoplifting.
You're watching Justice for All with Judge Cristina Perez. We're back with the case of Greg March, who is suing Arthur Brown for loss of property.
Did you say, hey, look, I know this might sound... If he said to
I talked to him, I warned him, I saw behavior that made me question his legitimacy of what he was doing.
What was his dangerous behavior?
Well, there are people knocking on the door all times of the night.
It's not dangerous.
Who knocks
there are people knocking on the door all times of the night.
Who knocks on the door all times of the night?
Various friends,
I'm asking her.
Oh, I work the overnight shift. Okay. 6 nights a week.
She's not home. She doesn't know what's going on.
That doesn't happen when I'm there.
Have you ever had any problem with your son and his friends when they come over at night?
No.
Do you know all of his friends?
Practically all of his friends.
If any of his friends did something improper in your house, what would you do?
Oh, I would have a talk with him and the friends and get to the bottom of it.
And would they ever be able to come over again?
No, but I never had that problem before.
Okay, then why do you think Arthur's saying that he suspects that there were problems with people coming in? I understand he's been doing this for the last year and a half, cultivating. And he actually doesn't sell it to people. He has to sell it directly to a medical facility.
Exactly. But he's only been doing it for a year. I mean, if he was a serious professional grower, it takes at least 6 to 8 months for a plant to even harvest. So he's saying he's been doing it for a year.
What evidence did you have to support your action, your intentional action of destroying his livelihood?
Basically, it's just what I've been seeing and noticing going on. It looks like he's selling it.
Friends were coming over at night.
It looks like he's selling. Yeah, it seems like he's.
Did you take pictures?
I did not take pictures.
Did you ask him?
I did confront him about it. I warned him about it. He said, "You don't know what you're talking about."
But warn him about what? Tell me what he has done wrong, so I know what he's done wrong.
I believe he's selling it to regular people. I don't believe he's selling it for medical purposes.
Did you call the police?
I did not call the police.
I haven't done anything wrong, Your Honor. I've been doing up and up since day one, and this guy has.
Are you just trying to get him kicked out of Kennedy's house?
I don't think he belongs there. I think he's old enough to have his own place.
Okay. Turn around and look at her and tell her that.
I think your son is old enough to have his own place, to be on his own. And
he's working on that.
I know you feel the same way too. And I feel like part of the reason that you moved me in there is to help.
Did you need help with your son before?
No. I'm just torn between the two.
I'm sorry, but if somebody's trying to kick my son out of my house, I don't care if he's 45 years old and he's still living at my house. If that's okay with me and that's okay with him, and we have rules, it doesn't matter if he's 60 and he's still living there. It's her business. Who are you to come in after a year of dating her and start telling her what she should do with her son? Why do you feel it's necessary for you to kick him out of his mother's house? Who are you in their life to do that?
I never said I wanted to just kick him out of the house.
Yes, you did. Oh, yes, you did.
I'm saying that he needs to. It's time for him to become independent and get his own place.
All right. So
now I'm willing to help him do that.
But that's the problem. No, you're not going to help him. You're not going to help. You're going to help him by destroying the relationship between these two people. So here's the thing, Mr. Brown. You have no evidence to show me a justification of why you destroyed the plants. I have receipts. I have everything to prove the value of the plants when you destroyed them, which is close to $2,000. So we will round it off and say it's $2,000. So you will be liable of reimbursing him for the property you destroyed of $2,000.
He is not selling his plants legally.
And let me give you a piece of advice, Miss March. I would think twice. If he really loved you, he would love your son as is. That's the way you do it.
Thank you.
That's real love. Okay?
She just doesn't know. She doesn't know what's going on. She works nights. She doesn't see what's going on. I'm trying to stop a problem from happening.
All right, Mr. Brown. I don't believe you. And he's never been arrested. I have no issues of there being a problem. I'm only here to litigate the actual legal claim that you actually destroyed property of the plaintiff, which you did. You admitted to it, and you had no legal justification, and therefore whether you believe it's right or wrong, it's a right profession for him to pursue. That opinion doesn't matter. I may not believe it's right, but it doesn't matter what I believe. His profession in growing that, I don't know.
I should just call the police
Mr. Brown, I think that you should just butt out and go concentrate, go work out, go find a hobby, and leave him alone. Because you know what's going to happen? 6 months from now, you're not going to be dating her anymore. So based on the evidence, I find that the defendant destroyed a personal property, and he will be responsible for reimbursing you the value of the plants before they were destroyed, which are about $2,000.
Thank you so much.
Judge Perez has ruled in favor of the plaintiff. The defendant is ordered to pay $2,000.
I'm just trying to help you get on the right path.
My mom and I are fine. Just stay out of our family business.
And later,
It's past her curfew. I get a call from her and she's hysterically crying. She wants to have me come pick her up. And I asked her where she's at and she says she's been arrested.
What was she arrested for?
For shoplifting.
this has been a production of Entertainment Studios.